out a statement saying you were going to be supportive of the slate of candidates for the one Republican nominations. I just wanted to ask, do you anticipate that perhaps you will do any campaigning, any appearing with people like Representative Donalds, or do you think you'll be primarily focused on state policy and doing the things that
Well, I'm definitely going to be doing state policy all the way till we turn the lights out. We're going to be very active. I believe when you get elected to serve the full term. I already told, we told our agency heads and my staff, no senioritis here. You sign the budget and you think like you can't think that way. And if you think that way, then just go do something else because we want to get all the meat off the bone we can, and we're going to continue to work hard on that. That doesn't mean that I won't, be involved. I mean, and we had a lot of candidates win last night. I mean, obviously the statewide races, we knew, had a good sense of that. A lot of new congressional races now, a lot of new Republican nominees there. And so that was good. But, the way I view it is this, no one's worked harder to get Florida to where we are politically than I have. When I was running in 2018, I remember winning that primary, and it was like, okay, this is a 1-point swing state. The previous elections were all 1% in the major races, and it had more registered Democrats than Republicans by hundreds of thousands. And it was a very, very difficult environment. And then so since I've gotten in, we've gone from hundreds of thousands more registered Democrats in Florida. We now have 1.5 million more registered Republicans. That's never happened anywhere in the United States of America at that scale. And it helped us in the first term. When I ran 4 years ago, we had 300,000 advantage in registration, which people thought that was unbelievable because Florida had never had a Republican registration advantage. And it's just gone bonkers since then. So that is something that I think's been really important. My view is these candidates have great opportunities that, quite frankly, we didn't have when I was coming up in terms of just the sheer number of folks who've affiliated with kind of how we've done business. And so I'm proud of doing that. I think that this state is I don't think this is a competitive state. For statewide, I think that some of these congressional ones, these are new districts. You got to introduce yourself to people. I typically haven't done a lot on those since I've been governor, at least in primaries. But I think some good candidates won, and so that's kind of exciting. Republicans would not have the House right now, the majority, had I not vetoed the map in 22. I mean, let's just remind everybody that was very important. And then now, this could potentially be something that's very significant for the November election. So we'll see how it all shakes out. But I do think that if you had a choice to be run in 26, may be more challenging in terms of the overall environment for Republicans. That may be true. But if you had a choice to be running in 26 or 10 years ago, as a Republican, you would rather do it now because you just have more wind at your back and you have so many more potential votes to be able to turn. You got to turn them out. You got to inspire them. You got to do all that. But man, what a difference it was. And you were reporting for how many years when it was a coin flip? Every time it was a coin flip. I mean, I remember 2010, 1-point governor, 2012, 1-point president, 14, 1-point governor, 16, 1-point president. Me in 18, less than 1 point, right? We had a Senate race decided by like 0.1%. And that was kind of Florida. And now I think that the underlying dynamics, have really changed. And when I see, it's interesting. People are like, oh, this state rep from Jacksonville wins the Democratic primary or whatever for Senate or whatever. At first, I had to say I didn't know that there was still a Democratic Party here, but it is what it is. So, and I'm looking and I'm like, okay, why would you want to run somebody that is a self-described socialist in the state of Florida? You want to go down to Hialeah and try to sell that to people down there? I don't think that dog's going to hunt. I don't think it's going to work at all. And so you just see this, and it's like, so I think that they've really had trouble over the last 4 or 5 years in particular, getting any type of sea legs. And, it's like people can wonder why that is, but I have a pretty good idea why that is. Yes.